Hi, it's me again, and as we're all locked in and watching a lot more telly, I thought I'd give you a few ideas of what you can watch without a TV licence this week. Let's take a look. Age Gap Love. Over on Channel 5's On Demand service you'll find this, and it's a follow-on from a show that was on a few years ago where there was older boys with significantly younger women, or the other way around. There was loads of old birds, dirty old birds they were and all, with younger blokes. And it's just a follow-on to see what's happened to them and to their relationships. Now, the demographics for my channel are the older gentleman, and I'm bordering on being an older gentleman. I enjoyed it. I thought you might enjoy it. Pop over to 5, have a watch, let me know what you thought in the comments below, but I thought it was great. I love this kind of thing. Brilliant. Benefits by the Sea, Wick. Yeah, I know, benefits programs are a bit hit and miss, and sometimes they're a bit horrible to the people. But I like the Wick ones because it has a personal relevance for me. My mum's family is from Wick. My dad owned many businesses in Wick. I was born around the corner in Clacton. So I'm quite often found in the Wick area when I'm visiting family. And yeah, it's a bit rough around there, but some of it's quite beautiful. The seafront's lovely. But my first ever job was in Wick, and it was for a holiday camp. And I was dealing with people, so I was answering the phone a lot. And the thing I was told on my first day was, if someone's asking for directions, do not tell them to go along the seafront. Make sure they go the back road. I was like, why is that then? And they said, we've seen some people who turn up for their holiday driving down the seafront. They see how grim it is, and they bugger off back home and cancel their holiday. But I quite like these kind of shows. And you can watch this. This is on YouTube. There's a few others on there as well. Give them a look, and might kill a few hours while you're locked in this week. Louis Theroux and the most hated family in America. I think Louis Theroux is one of the best documentary makers the world's ever seen. I think he's brilliant. The way he's just so quiet, and he just drags stuff out of people they wouldn't normally say. Now this one, if you haven't seen it, is about a terrible family in America, some kind of religious sect kind of thing they've got going on. And they do some awful, awful things, like picketing dead soldiers' funerals with the most awful placards you could imagine. And Louis has to stay there, and he has to be impartial, and he has to see all these things. And it must have been terribly hard for him. But he does tell a good story in it. And there's also a follow-up where he goes back a few years later to see what happened. So this is on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, you'll probably find it on Dailymotion. You might even find it on YouTube if you look hard enough. But it's worth a watch, because these people make you proper angry, and how Louis bites his lip. Unbelievable. So if you haven't seen it, give this one a watch and let me know what you think in the comments below. Dave Gorman's Modern Life is goodish. Now this was on the Dave TV channel, and you catch it on Demand Dave and all that. But he's now put the whole thing on YouTube for us to watch free of charge without a TV licence, which is great. And I've been binging them this week because I love this show, and I think he's very good at presenting it. I'd love to have the skill that he's got to make myself like a YouTube show that's a bit like his TV show, because it's bloody brilliant. So if you like this sort of thing, it's over on YouTube. Save them all to watch later and give them a watch, because it's all free and you don't need a telly licence. So give them a watch. The Great British Bake Off. Yes, I know, we all know about the Great British Bake Off. But the reason I'm suggesting you give this one a watch is because it's different to the normal seasons. So normally the bakers, they're at home all week, they're working or whatever, and then they go in on the weekend to do the baking for the show. But it's different because this time they've got to all be isolated away for 8, 9, 10 weeks in a little bubble together without their family and that. And because of that, I don't think they got the contestants that they really wanted. They've ended up with the people that could isolate for that amount of time, not the people they actually wanted that were the best bakers. So some of the standard of baking has really slipped. It's quite funny at times. So I'm quite enjoying this season of Bake Off just for that reason. So it's great. Pop over to All 4 and you'll find it on there, and you can watch it. No TV licence required. Peep Show over on All 4. Now, if you're furloughed or you're just suffering lockdown depression, what better thing is there to do than binge a brilliant box set and just forget everything, you know? And that's why I'm going to be binging Peep Show. I think it's great. It's filmed from a POV perspective. So it's like you're seeing through the people's eyes and you hear their inner thoughts. It's different to other sitcoms. But it's very funny and it's very well written. Season 1 was a bit hit and miss, but it did get really good. and I love this show. So if you've got nothing better to do, you will find this over on all four, or you will also find it on Netflix. And if you've got Netflix, watch it on there, because then there's no ads to suffer through. You can just charge through it. But I think it's great. Have you watched it? Let me know in the comments below if you've watched it and if you like it. The Purge, over on Amazon Prime. Now, you may have heard of a few movies called The Purge that you may or may not have watched. If you don't know the concept of it, it's all crime in America is legal for one night a year. But the movies are a bit murdery. They're sort of focused on that for some reason. There's loads of other crimes you could do, aren't there? But this TV series, there's 2 seasons of it so far. They focus on some of the other crimes, like you and I might do, like a bank job. If it was legal, I'd have a crack at a bank job, wouldn't you? So this kind of focuses on that, and it's quite enjoyable. I thought it was all right. There's still a load of murders in it, and there's a bit actiony, but it is pretty good. I do recommend give it a try. Now, as I say, it's on Amazon Prime Video. Now, if you haven't got Amazon Prime Video, I'll put a link below where you can get 30 days completely free. So that'll give you Prime Video and a music streaming service and Amazon deliveries free of charge. And then just cancel it after the month if you don't want it. And then you haven't lost anything, and you've had a crack at a nice streaming service for a month for nothing, haven't you? Give it a go. All new super scary plane landings over on Demand 5. I love stuff like this. I fly a lot. If you didn't know, I've got family in Spain and I travel a bit for work, so I tend to fly probably more than average in a year. And I'll watch something like this on the plane. And I've been asked before if I would mind not watching that on my laptop from someone who's sitting next to me once. I was like, oh yeah, all right, sorry. But I love stuff like this. And you sit there and you're watching, you're like, ah. It's great. So give that a go. That's over on Demand 5. And again, you can watch that without a TV licence. Brilliant. Borat, the subsequent movie film. That's obviously the sequel to the first Borat movie, which was massive, so popular, and the character was so recognisable. How the hell was he going to get away with making a sequel? He couldn't do the same antics, could he? So they had to think of a different angle. And I think it's very clever how they've done it. And I actually quite enjoyed it. I don't think it was as good as the first, but it was good. It was well watchable. And the fact that it didn't go into the cinema, we got to watch it straight away on its release date on Amazon Prime Video, I think was brilliant. So if you like Borat, give it a try and let me know what you think of it. Also over on Amazon Prime Video, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Now you might find this on other streaming services as well. I haven't checked, to be honest, but I would imagine it probably is. But I watched it on Amazon Prime. Now if you like action movies, you're going to love John Wick. You've probably already heard of him, but not everybody's seen the third one. I really liked the third one. I thought it was pretty good. And there's tons of killings in it if that's your sort of thing. But just a word of warning, don't do what we tried to do when we first watched it and make a drinking game out of it. Every time someone gets shot in the head, take a shot. Don't do that, because, you know, how we didn't end up getting our stomachs pumped that night, I've got no idea at all. But if you like action films, you like a bit of killing, John Wick 3 over on Amazon Prime, or maybe other streaming services. Didn't check. Sorry. So there's just a few ideas of what you can watch this week while you're locked down. And if I come up with some more good ideas, I'll do another one of these in a week or so. But don't forget to subscribe so you can keep updated. I'll see you in another video again soon. Thank you for watching.